There isn't much in this world I hate. Big bad bitches though, let me tell you, mate. Visa and MasterCard want to censor our hentai, but they're sitting on a beach drinking Mai Tais, subscribing to OnlyFans while they lie. Land of the free, but I can't even buy what I want without some big in a suit telling me nonchalant. Now dear, don't you know that art ain't right? I can't believe I have to have this irrational fight. Why, oh why does my fiction have to be polite? Hey, big boy in your big slick tower, why does my comic make you cower? Don't you know it's not 1984? We shouldn't have to hide our art anymore. No, you can't make me change my lore. Won't give in to your sensitivity, reader. Don't remember electing a global leader. They're trying to track what I buy, but they don't answer when I ask why. I tell you there is something that solves their slickness. Oh, we can fight this little censorship sickness and keep them out of our business. Hey, big boy in your big slick tower, why does my comic make you cower? Don't you know it's not 1984? We shouldn't have to hide our art anymore. No, you can't make me change my lore. Won't give in to your sensitivity, reader. Don't remember electing a global leader. Please ignore the bros and silly scams. Don't you know all new tech has a few shams? Crypto keeps Big Brother away from our fiction. Can't entertain their censorship addiction. Oh no, won't give in to their senseless restriction. Why does my comic make you cower? Don't you know it's not 1984? We shouldn't have to hide our art anymore. No, you can't make me change my lore. Won't give in to your sensitivity, reader. Don't remember electing a global leader.
Oh, God. I got caught up reading something. Hello. Hi. It's that time of week again where I screw up my own schedule. I have no, Where am I? Where am I? I'm not here. No, I'm still not there. I'll learn my things. Whoa! Hello! How's everybody doing? I need to move stuff around again. We're a PNG today because, well, I've had a morning. But it's fine. It's fine. Thank you so much, Darth Cactus, for kicking today off with a tippy. Shout out to my fellow Clippies in chat. Hello, Clippies, indeed. Yes, that's part of a visual protest movement to protest censorship and Visa and MasterCard, I believe it is. Hello. Hello, Kick. Hello, everyone. There, you guys. All right. I'm getting you guys all moved around so that way I can read your chats without breaking. There we go. All right, this should be good. Oh, I'm still screwing this up. Okay, I'll get it eventually. You guys have no idea what I'm doing. That's fine. I'm just organizing my stupid desktop. Yes, hello. We have many things to make the speakings and the commentaries of. You got enough? Hell yeah, I did too, dude. I honestly, so while we were streaming there on my birthday, and I got her, I said, I don't know why I'm paying so much money to have her. Like, she's cute and she's adorable, and clearly I'm a collector, right? But then I used her, and I'm like, oh, she's so fun. So I'm pretty happy with that. Very happy with that indeed, and very excited for the next characters. Dear Whammon, gonna be so good. You demand IRL savvy. Yes, unfortunately, I don't feel like wearing clothes today. So you guys can at least take satisfaction in knowing I'm butt-ass naked. Oh, man. Sorry for not streaming yesterday. I did an impromptu stream with V. We have a lot of fun talking politics. I feel like we make the same kinds of jokes. I really like his historical knowledge. It balances out my more modern takes and kind of backs up, life as a cycle. So that's been really fun. We are going to probably try to do a regular thing together. But I make it difficult because of all my traveling right now. So we'll do the best that we can. Hello, happy belated birthday. Thank you. And speaking of birthday, let me have some tea first. Make sure you go to the Dragon's Treasure and use code SAVVY to get a discount on some wonderful, glorious tea. I am drinking the Death God's apple. I don't remember the full title, and I'm not gonna get up and go get it. But is very good. It's all non-caffeine for me. He does have normal teas with the caffeine and coffee, or coffee's coming. I don't know. I just stick to herbal teas. I can't have anything else. Oh man, imagine her stumpy wings flapping, you guys. I mean, that could go either way. That could be like a gross thing or an ew, you know. Oh, man. V is pretty fun. I've only heard his streams from when you've posted your chats with him. Yes. Yes, lots of fun. And then behind the scenes, we talk a lot, too. We have a good time roasting things and sharing our roasts with each other. And it's been fun. It's been good. But for birthday, so this weekend, I worked very hard to fix my RimWorld. It's working flawlessly now. I'm scared to close it, actually, for any updates, but I'm going to because I added more mods. I am going to do a makeup birthday gaming stream tomorrow. Very, very excited to do that. So we're going to start a new colony. I've also been exploring more of the mechanics, taking my absolute time with this, and kind of getting an idea of how I'm going to make videos actually in the future. My goal is to eventually make RimWorld story videos, like basically books, but the story comes from what's happening in RimWorld, obviously. So like what all the other RimWorld streamers kind of, well, not all of them. Some of them just do, challenges and stuff like that. But I want to do more storytelling things. So the videos would be slower at times, focusing on characters, their wants, not necessarily optimizing for gameplay, but optimizing for story. That's something that I've tried to do before, and I just was really nervous. But honestly, I have to thank Collective Shout. They've really gotten me to say, you know what? Just make the video. Just do the thing. So thanks to them for giving me confidence in myself, I suppose. Oh, man. Yeah, so that'll be good. We'll have that to look forward to tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a long stream. Today, just a normal news stream. We're going to talk about some of the updates. Some of Collective Shouts things, the executive order. I know some people are framing it as like a winning thing. It's only an assistant, and I do want to make sure that that's understood, that we need to keep up the pressure on Visa and MasterCard every day. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. You're a bit late. Hello. Well, hello. I was actually perfectly on time because I set very silly time things for everything. We've got Melinda's page open today. We've got Melinda. Let's get into this. Let's see what Collective Shout is up to. She's gone on a retweeting frenzy. Usually her tweet history doesn't look quite like this, but because she feels she's in a precarious situation, she wants to show support for her part-time girlies and also the people who are supposedly showing support to them. The reason why that's interesting is because they're usually hardcore misandrists. Very strange indeed. She did retweet. Kennedy's back on the tweeting grind. She feels like she can come out of the shadows now. So obviously we're gonna have to beat that back down with a proverbial stick there. So yeah. Sly! Hello! If you play Monster Hunter World, we gotta hunt together. I do not play it. I haven't played Monster Hunter in a while, in a long ass time. It's gotten too normie friendly, which makes the game boring for me. So I just stick to, honestly, like RimWorld is the most perfect game that's ever been made. that's what I stick to. Yeah. So Kennedy's back out here, so everybody feel free to go correct her on things. For some reason, Melinda is retweeting Kennedy saying, "We know exactly who the men screaming about losing access to rape, incest, and CSAM games are." Again, never given an example of a CSAM game, by the way. Never once. We'll acknowledge that rape does exist in plenty of games. When I use the word plenty, though, this is in a very niche market. Same thing with incest. They're both very niche. Games that most people have never heard of and would have never known existed. So she's now feeling emboldened. I guess she discovered the word lolicon. So if we actually came over here to her account and we typed in the word lolicon, you can see that she's basically only just discovered the word. Hell. So she says, in Not News on August 7th, lolicon is CSAM. If it's not illegal in your jurisdiction, that's a failure on your compatriots and legislators. Naturally, women who care about protecting kids have no respect. Women who care about protecting kids have no respect and utmost contempt for men with a vested interest in defending lolicon, CSAM, including under the guise of free speech. These men are not champions, they are predators. We won't be taking cues from them. Right. So that's, just discover the word. And now she's using it. So there we go, everybody. RimWorld is The Sims for autistic people. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, man. But yeah, so very, very intelligent individuals here. Here's another one, Coralie. There's been a lot of discussion lately around rape and incest games being removed from gaming platforms. Here's an extensive collection of journal articles, research papers, and other work compiled by Professor Michael G.L. Flood on video and computer games. Now, this guy looks exactly how you might expect. What's interesting is he untagged himself from this. Oh, somebody replied to me. Oh. Oh. Somebody who agrees. I'm only interested in reading comments that disagree with me. What is that? Well, that's the opposite of an echo chamber, right? That's the opposite. So this guy over here, I'm surprised that he untagged. He actually did this recently. He was still tagged like an hour ago. So this guy looks exactly like how you'd expect him to. Honestly, like we all guard ourselves based off of phenotypic markers, right? So we look at physical characteristics to decide whether or not something is predatory or a threat. I'm just saying, if I saw this guy, I might cover my drink at a bar. I'm not implying anything. I just don't think he looks safe or friendly or knowledgeable. He doesn't come off as the type of person that I would particularly trust. And if we take into account where he's from, naturally, it's another crazy local for them, because of course. Researcher on men, masculinity, not a whole lot there. See, he has to research it because he has no idea what it is. Gender and violence prevention, educator and advocate, tweets my own. I strive for content-rich and evidence-based tweeting. Except he really doesn't. It's a lot of crackpot shit, because if he cared about evidence-based stuff, he'd link to studies that, were actually done properly. As somebody with a biology degree, I can tell you, and I hate using that, but it's like so when it comes to science, when it comes to actual research, the best papers, the experiments that are lauded as being the most fact chasing. I shouldn't say the most factual, but fact chasing are studies that have control groups and they account for as much as what could go wrong as possible. They make it so that way you can recreate these things, right? They take into account biases. They take into account time. Time is very important in science, obviously. And it's disappointing. It's disappointing when people who claim to be educators or care about science or studies do this kind of thing, right? We see this all the time. People who defer to the WHO, for example, the WHO, absolutely useless organization that funds research to get specific answers, right? So that's basically what this guy does. He is part of that pipeline that looks for something, and instead of being true to the concept of science of what it truly is, which is just finding the truth, when you make a hypothesis, your conclusion, just because if your conclusion disagrees with your hypothesis, doesn't make you a failure. That's part of science. In fact, you're almost expected to have a wrong hypothesis, but the point is to follow through and say, hey, my hypothesis was wrong. Here's the outcome. I'm going to now repeat the entire process over multiple times to see if that happens. You don't make changes to try to get the outcome that you specifically want, unless you're trying to, say, oh, I want to make a new energy type. That's different. This is completely different. That's not what we're talking about. When it comes to these kind of social studies, you want to chase truth, not what you're trying to achieve. Does that make sense? Obviously. I'm preaching to the choir, but, this is, one of the few times that I get to... It's like me justifying the $80,000 spent on my education. Nobody gives a fuck. I don't really at the end of the day. But just let me have a moment where I get to justify my education. I have a piece of paper that tells me I get to talk about this. Like I'm expected to know it. So I just want to use that instead of using it as toilet paper, because holy fuck. I'll tell you what, my degree's fucking useless. I mean, it's not, but it is. If that makes sense. I'm all over the place today with it. Oh, Captain Yan Yan, thank you so much for the tippy. What I don't understand about these people, if these types don't even know what the internet truly is, nor the Japanese culture entirely, why do we even listen to them? Well, that's the thing. We don't listen to them. None of us give a damn, right? None of us care what they're saying. But for some reason, companies and governments do. Governments are full of people who don't know what they're talking about, just trying to get as much power as they can, right? And then you have the enablers of that moving sideways between companies or doing these kinds of bullshit NGOs or whatever. It's all very goofy. It's all just very goofy. None of us care. I'm preaching to the choir. There's not a soul in here, unless Collective Shout is quietly watching from the shadows, but not a soul watching me agrees with them, right? But the only reason why we dissect them and we pay attention to them and we talk about these people is unfortunately because the government is listening to them, and on top of that, Visa and MasterCard. So, it's all very tragic. Kryptonite Gamer, thank you so much for the tippy. I don't know if you already knew this, but I found some not safe for work games on Steam from the other day in the UK. Yeah, I mean, you're going to, because that's just how it is. There are games that slipped out from under them, and we have to protect them and support them and hope that they don't go down. That's how they do research. They make the conclusion and then fudge the evidence to come to that preordained conclusion. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah. That's a much better way of explaining it than me, who just wanted to have a moment to justify spending so much money on a piece of paper that's... I mean, it at least proves that I am at least competent, I suppose. Not that having a degree makes you competent anymore. It doesn't really... It just proves that I'm willing to work through something. That's all. Which is why I'm willing to work through what I do now. And I'm... Again, this is kind of like deviating from the main conversation, but I'm so I love science, right? I really do. And to see it since the pandemic being perverted in such a way, it's been going on a lot longer than that. I know that, but obviously the pandemic is what brought it, this conversation to the forefront for normies. And to see science perverted the way that it has been, it's at least nice that people are I don't want to use the phrase waking up to it, but that that was just where my mind naturally went. And yeah, you know, people are becoming aware of what's gone on and how ridiculous it all is and what's happening at universities. Oh my gosh. So glad I never continued my education. Oh man. Think twice. I didn't even thunk once. But yeah. So these people are absolutely wild and crazy. There's nothing in these links that's particularly useful or meaningful. They're just basically espousing things from their own circle, because if they try to go beyond the circle, beyond the misandrists and the human haters, they'll find a world of complete contradiction to everything that they try to espouse. You're in school for graphic design? That's a life choice, and I hope it works out for you. As much as I was just ragging on my biology degree, I genuinely believe that you should really only have an education, like go to college for trade, blue collar work, or STEM, right? And even then, like a bunch of STEM stuff is up to be replaced by AI. So you'd have to want you basically want to become like an expert in something niche. That way you can one day become a curator of information. All right, dude, please don't copy pasta spam one more time with the same message and I'll have to mute you. As cute and sweet as it is, man, you can't spam. The spam is really annoying. Please don't do that, especially when you tag me. That's not fair to other chatters waiting in line to have me read their stuff, because that orange, holy shit, that's bright. Goddamn. AI is getting too good at duplicating arts. It's I mean, it's just doing what the tool is supposed to do. You can still tell. At least I can. I can still tell. I know the average person is now starting to have a really hard time telling. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just not concerned. It's just natural progression. I don't know. So Savvy actually is a biologist. Yes. That's also why I love it when people try to talk to me about studies or the trans thing or reproduction in general. I'm just like, oh god, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the mitotic spindle is. Shut the fuck up. All right? I just defer to that sometimes. I'm just like, god, people on the internet, they're so confident in their stupidity. You are not a fake engineer like other fakers. No, I am not an engineer. I don't claim to be an engineer. I've never done any form of engineering in my life. I don't think that knowing a couple of lines of code makes you an engineer. I think my husband is a fucking engineer who actually does engineer shit. He's an electrical engineer. He has been since the age of 18. He didn't go to school for it. He started building parts in the factory, and then he moved up to now he does the design work and is very high in his field. He's very intelligent. He creates the harnesses for all the cables for the stuff that goes up into space. He's currently on a very spicy project that he's been on for a long time. And he does actual engineering shit. And when he starts talking about it, if he doesn't draw pretty pictures, I'm pretty much lost on it. So I do not know what in the fuck any engineering shit is. But I can tell you a little bit about reproduction. I can tell you a little bit about plants. And yeah. The scientific method. There's hypotheses and shit. Is your husband single? No, but it's okay. See, we actually operate on mild communism. So it's like my husband is sort of your husband, at least while I'm live. So you can feel like you have a husband. You live vicariously through me, but it's okay to say our husband. Where does the pollen go? Oh, man. But yeah, so Collective Shout, they also put out a goofball, an absolute goofball of a post written by another Australian NGO. Oh, this was the person who was absolutely batshit. See, I love it when Melinda does this. So she highly respects this person by retweeting so many times. All of these, by the way, are conversations under, let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. Some of them were. So some of them came from others, but some of them actually directly reply to me. So, because this person told me to get off my knees. Oh, man. Here it is. So, This post right here is probably my favorite thing. This happened on my birthday. This was a beautiful birthday present. You guys cannot see it. I will make it so that way you can. There we go. 1992 Space Movie. Thank you so much for the tippy. Did you get the trash can and trash bags I bought for you? Bless you. That was you. I threw in the Prison Daddy plush because it was your birthday, but now you can clean your basement. So I got the plush. He's actually amazing. Thank you. I'll show them off. I'll show everything that's come in so far off tomorrow because I will do face cam tomorrow. But no, the trash bags and the trash cans have not come yet. The small cooktop griddle, the grill hot pot pink thing that matches my pink slow cooker came in last night. Everything comes in at different times, but I'm actually really surprised at the quality of the Genshin plush. I genuinely didn't think it would be as good as it is. Like, holy shit, it's actually like it is really good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm tempted to send you a deep fryer. Oh god. No, I won't be adding a deep fryer. Well, I prefer air fryers, but we have the slow cooker. And then I actually like have a nice air fryer upstairs that my husband will not let me bring into the basement. Oh man. Tomorrow will be fun. Tomorrow's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of RimWorld. Air fryers, dude, I love them, man. I do. Thank you so much. Thank you for the late birthday wish. My birthday was on the 8th. I'm not sure if they want to live with your husband. According to your ex post, he roasts you 24/7. He's the only man in the world who gets to do that. He's the only person in the world who can make me speechless. All right? He's the only one. So just get an air fryer for the basement. What's stopping you? All right, I'll add it to the list. I'm sure I can find a pink one. Fuck it. Y'all just want to enable me. That's fine. We'll have all the gadgets down here. Oh, man. People are upset about the VV casting in One Piece live action. Yes. So am I. I disagree with it. I think that probably could have been a better, more accurate pick, but so all that tells me, and I understand. So here, all right, fine. We'll before we get into this read, let me do a little tangent. So Oda supposedly came out and said that he handpicked everybody, right? Good for him. So long as he's happy, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Several things can be true at once. You can be happy for Oda if he's genuinely happy with the individuals. I suspect there was probably some hiring shenanigans going on, and they said, oh, we've whittled it down to these people, instead of, actually going and finding somebody who looks like her. On top of that, the other thing that can be true, you can say, well, this isn't the way that it originally was. What the fuck? And then another thing can be true is you can still be happy for Oda so long as he's genuinely happy and not want to continue watching the live action adaptation because you still think that the anime cannot be surpassed. All these things can be true at once. It's fine. Life is complex. It's not difficult. To be honest, I haven't touched Netflix in over a year. My husband uses it. I'm not going to stop him from using it, but he watches a lot more TV than I do. I don't watch anything. At night, we watch reruns. Well, it's reruns to me of Criminal Minds, but it's new for him. And then I sit there and I draw, I play games, I do whatever. Netflix anime is shit. Look at Devil May Cry and Castlevania. It's, I just can't. I don't watch English shit. I just don't. I don't watch English. I'm sorry. I think that American voice actors are a joke. And I think that the translations are a joke. And I'd just rather watch it in Japanese. I'd rather watch it from the source. I don't watch any American TV anymore. I'm not gonna lie, if they ever get to the Wano arc, there'll be a huge shitstorm over casting for Yamato. Oh, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. They're not even gonna make it to bringing up all the trans characters. They're just not gonna do it. What is that? Something on my team log. Anyway, let's stay on track, right? So this is called Online Hate Prevention Institute. This is Australian. This is not some international organization that is formally applied with the world. It's just fuck all nobodies. So this is their August 9th. It came out on my birthday. It was still the 8th for us. And so they basically talking about a bunch of bullshit. Talking about games, about collective shout a little bit. The framing of things are so specific, right? And so they come down here, Coralize post for whatever reason about the rating system in Australia. Like, nobody gives a shit. Who cares? This is completely irrelevant. Oh my god! Holy shit! Game! Oh, fuck, I can't read your full name. Jesus Christ! Gamer Forever, thank you for your big balls. Holy shit. We all must rise up to fight this Online Safety Act, protect our freedom of speech and freedom of creating art and fiction. Unite. United we stand, divided we fall. Go out there, raise our banners, fight this now, or it'll be too late. Let's show them the power of the people. Dude, you fucking come in here with the best bangers here. I feel like I got too much of a pussy voice to read this. I feel like I need to, like, go hardcore Viking mode. But it's true. And not to sound like My Little Pony friendship is magic, but literally we're all united under a common goal, and it's our love of fiction and our love of storytelling, aka our friendship and wanting to preserve our spaces. We've come together under that banner. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter if you're a furry or a Fujo or just your casual gamer. Look at us. Look at us. Look at all these different people. I have somebody in my comments publicly saying, I never thought I'd agree with a Fujo. And I'm just like, this is the funniest thing in the world to me. But this is where we are. It's the most uniting thing we've had since the Occupy Wall Street shit. We gotta always remember that. But also, this is a battle against the pro-censorship, and we don't forget who's pro. We don't forget who's pro-censorship. Just Jay, thank you so much for gifting memberships. You are a bush giver. We are the Clippy. We just want to help. Exactly. We just want to help. Apes together strong. Amen. Goddamn. Funny how the LGBTQ need our help now. Oh, how the turntables. I switched up the words because it sounds better that way. Tables turn. But yes. Yes. Funny how now that things are being censored. But again, we don't forget who was pro-censorship, and we don't let them have an inch. We don't let them have anything. They're also, pro-censorship people are incapable of research or contributing positively to anything. They're just going to stand there and be noisy. And you know what? Here, give them a phone, sit them down in the corner, give them their TikToks. That way they can scroll in their echo chamber, and then they'll just keep calling Visa and MasterCard. That's their job, right? They're not going to provide much else support, but we need that. So they're going to be the cannon fodder, their Operation Human Shield, essentially. That's what they are. If you watch South Park, that's where I learned all my war tactics. That's how I do everything in RimWorld Operation Human. I'm just kidding. That's gonna get clipped and taken out of context. But it's a funny joke if you like South Park. Anyway, holy shit. Thank you so much, man. You guys are fucking crazy. You guys are fucking crazy. That's all I can say. So, Collective Shout has a response. They do a back and forth. This one is an interesting one here. What can people do to help? Over the course of this campaign and others before it, we've identified key action that can significantly impact our advocacy efforts and combat targeted abuse, even committing to just one practical step from the actions below. Combat misinformation. I agree. We should combat misinformation. Everyone should know that these individuals support cuties. Amplify our message. Yes, everyone should know that their message is supporting cuties. I do agree with that. Financially support advocacy and protection. This is a funny one because we're going to dive into some finances and we're going to have a look at the Australian charity page today because the math isn't quite mathing. Cat Vanillish, thank you so much for the tippy. I guess I was too late with this point, but why are Collective Shout silent when mothers spend child support on themselves? Meanwhile, the child. Yes, that's a great point to bring up. Oh, that's a brilliant one. See, we can frame things beautifully, and we can play a game much better than them with wordsmithing. That's why people fear words. Color me shocked on math, not math, and oh, it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating indeed. Report abusive content. Questions aren't abusive content. Just that way we're doing that. Public solidarity. There's actually barely any, and it's quite interesting that there's actually barely any. Now, this is where things get funny. This is where things get really funny. So this group who wrote this paper, I'm assuming on the behalf of Collective Shout, says additional analysis. The attention directed to Collective Shout over the game ban has spread to other discussions. Incitement to violence on Reddit. An otherwise sensible Reddit discussion of proposed internet ID laws in Australia linked to this tweet containing disinformation about members of Collective Shout. Now, I'm not too sure about that, but let's read this. Oh, The Guardian has covered the Collective Shout shenanigans, but, gosh, this line of dialogue looks very familiar, but let's keep reading. But blank censor bar, for some reason, was appointed to the Stakeholder Advisory Board for the government's age assurance technology. That's crazy! That's, wow, what a wild claim! Hang on. Let's Google that. Australian. Let's see, what is this? Age assurance trial. Where are we? So if we come over here to the age assurance this is misinformation, right? This is clearly. So we got to come here, right? So we got to go to age assurance technology. Oh, you guys can't see it. Holy shit, cuz I'm zoomed out like a motherfucker. Hang on, or zoomed in. I'm sorry. Hang on. I got to make sure all the homies can see the actual web page. Make this nice and big for you guys. Here we go. Wow, so you guys see this. So we're on the ageassurance.com.au. This is the official trial evaluating the effectiveness, maturity, and readiness of age assurance for Australia. This is the official page. Now remember, the only reason why we're here is because apparently this is misinformation that somebody from Collective Shout, right, is on this board. So let's go see. Where's their board here? Publication, news, test, tech, why get involved, about the trial, project, team, Stakeholder Advisory Board. The tweet in question claims blank was appointed to the Stakeholder Advisory Board. So that's what we're going to look at, right? So we have a Ron Curry, we have a John Payne, we have a Simon Callahan. Oh, this name looks familiar. Okay, so where's the disinformation? Where's the misinformation? I played a game that was government propaganda that explained to me that there's a difference between the terms, but the game never actually explained it. Start to finish, didn't get an explanation. All I know is that those words are different. Anyway, so the first part of the tweet claiming misinformation and disinformation is true. Who could have fucking figured? Let's keep reading. She will be part of the body that decides how censorship is enacted. Well, let's go verify that claim. Let's go. Let's see here about the trial and impartial approach. ACC's is an existing accredited conformity assessment of body under ISO EIC. This means there is a mechanism for safeguarding impartiality. Blah blah blah. Respecting the rights and well-beings of children. Oh, that's interesting. So what's happening there? So we have the impartial approach, the project conflict of interest. I didn't even read that one. That's interesting. Project team. Is this different from who's actually? Oh, Jesus. It is. It does seem to be a little bit. Okay, so what do you people actually? Project FAQs. Here we go. This is what we want. What is the age assurance technology trial? On May 1st, the Australian government announced an age assurance trial to examine options to protect children from harmful Oh, so you mean that based on the results of this trial, the government will make choices? Oh, where's the misinformation? Disinformation about members of Collective Shout. So not only have we now verified that Melinda Tankard-Reist, who is probably the name who was purpled out here, is indeed on the board, but this also does indeed decide how censorship will be enacted. Wow! That's crazy! This woman is anti-abortion. She said it herself. She has 2 books completely dedicated to it. Anti-vax. She said it herself in 2 books. 2 separate books, one of them being one of the books that she talks about being anti-abortion. Anti-expression, we've seen that in all of her tweets. Anti-woman, once again, she hates the fact that women are buying things, and she went after a woman-owned bakery for raising, or I'm sorry, not a bakery, but a restaurant or chain or place that services with food, for doing breast cancer charity wrong. So these are examples. She wants to ban adverts. Well, she does. She said that she has specifically talked to department store workers because she's upset about perfume advertisements. Bakeries from Cheeky Jokes. Well, they wrote about this on the Collective Shout website. You're not allowed to say best buns in town. Shun any company raising money for breast cancer wrong. Again, this comes back to being anti-woman and anti-expression. They have a big, huge, long collective post where they actually take glee in canceling so many efforts of raising money for breast cancer charities. Lies about video games being marketed for kids absolutely continues to say that 12-year-olds are being marketed adult games with rape in them. That's just not the case because it's completely illegal in every single nation to exist that does games. Once Detroit Become Human banned, well, we saw that from the Collective Shout website itself. But Defense Cuties, once again, not only did we see posts where she specifically did it, where she talked more about defending cuties than the child brides in Yemen, but all of her staff over the past month have had to defend cuties all over again. Man, that's fascinating. She labeled me a man. Well, we have no idea who wrote this original post, so we don't know if that's true. So we'll wait a moment. She has lied endlessly. Based off of everything that we just said, I'd say that classifies as endless. She threatened to sue another woman for daring to speak out against her in 2012. Well, let's go ahead and Google that. Melinda Tankard-Reist sues woman. Let's see here. Oh, interesting. January 15th, 2012. Melinda Tankard-Reist attempts to sue a femme blogger for calling her a Baptist. It's interesting. So now we have evidence. Just got home to find a letter from her lawyers. Wow. Okay, so that claim appears to be true. It's crazy. Let's see here. No wonder they think they're god emperors. I knew she was having meetings with officials, but I was looking at finance, not this. This is bad. Australia needs to rise up. Who could have ever put out such a tweet? I need to go find this tweet, and we need to verify who said it. Let's take an excerpt of it and try to find it. Oh, look at that. I found the tweet. Now, this is interesting because now we have to revisit the claim that this individual was indeed called a man. Oh, is it not a familiar face? Oh, it was me. You guys weren't expecting that, were you? You weren't expecting that. I got you. I fooled you. I fooled you. Who's this loser in need? Now, isn't that crazy? I get referenced on the Collective Shout website and called a man, and now I just happen to be getting blamed by this group for inciting violence? What? This led to multiple instances of Luigi posting in the replies. Luigi posting uses references to Luigi Mangione, the accused killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, as coded for call for assassination. Now, if you'll notice, they make the bold claim as incitement to violence, not a single call to violence. And they show 2 posts. 2 posts. So these people are trying to get me killed, basically. Because if you radicalize, if you have a group of misandrists, right, they're going to assume that this is a man who said this. And then if they try to go find this post, so that way they can go, speak their misandries at me, a perceived man, Well, guess what they're gonna find? They're gonna find a woman. Now, not a single thing. This says containing disinformation. They don't do anything. They don't do anything to try to disprove anything. And we just proved everything. So I'm not too sure what was happening. You're like the reverse flash to Melinda's flash. It was me, Melinda. As a former UHC worker in the Medicaid department, I'll have to say it was pretty well deserved. Oh God, we can't say those things. We can't say those things. Thank you so much, Gamer Forever, for the tippy. I'm on a I am on a music festival named Midgard Blot. Midgard Blot. That start tomorrow. It's a culture and music festival. As one, you learn about the Viking age. You learn about the Viking age, row Viking ship. It's in Norway, where I live. Happy birthday! I missed it. I was driving to the festival. Thank you very much, and have fun. I absolutely butchered the phrasing on that. I'm not gonna claim that I know how to pronounce anything properly. I can barely pronounce English today properly. But I hope that you have fun. It sounds like actually something my husband would adore. I would love to go photograph that. I can only imagine how amazing everybody looks. Anybody who like does the Viking culture stuff, like who gets like really buff for it, like they all do the really cool aesthetic and they just look like warriors, you know? And I just think that that's so cool and epic. It was very cool. Kinda X, thank you so much for the tippy. On the top of TikTok, did you see where they're banning users who don't use the AI verification? Really concerning when you remember the fact that you're accused of giving info to China. Yeah, I think that all that's crazy. Darth Cactus, thank you for the tip. You wouldn't know you're a man. You wouldn't know because you're a man, but questioning women is abusive. Educate yourself. Very true. Very true. Epic Mike, what's up? How are you? Oh, man. It's all crazy. That Swedish guy, thank you so much for the tippy. How does it feel to be on the same side as Sarkeesian now? No, that bitch she came over to our side, and I'm going to make sure that she remembers that she is the individual who caused a lot of this. She's an enabler. Fuck her. She's a snake. Just like anal violence. So you love tea too, Savvy? Of course. I drink it almost every day. It's wonderful. But yes. So, this is just a fascinating thing. I'm going to make a proper video on this because I think that it's hilarious. This was the best birthday present that they could have given me, honestly. Continuing to use me and claim that I am inciting violence. So I'll be reaching out to this group and I'll be asking them to clarify what was disinformation because my weak and feeble brain obviously can't understand it. And I would like to be corrected because I'd like to be accurate in my own reporting. And of course, inevitably, when they ignore me or just tell me to fuck off, we'll have a nice conversation about that too. Very cool. Also talks about the LGBTQIA community getting involved. Very cool. Again, using the word Nazi not very effectively, but it is what it is. The Online Hate Prevention Institute. By the way, this does nothing. They literally do nothing. They don't do anything. Like, you'd think that this wording makes it official. No, that's actually malicious labeling. NCOS does the same thing with its malicious labeling. So, very, very dumb. Very, very dumb. Very dumb indeed. These people are dumb. And I better not go reading into that because YouTube will absolutely be like, hey, some people are saying that aren't friendly to the rules. Let's see here. We're gonna do this again. I really need to adjust the way I do all this, but it is what it is. I don't like using grifter, but if there was ever one, it's Anita. Yes, and also this group collective shout. Well, I mean, actually, I don't know grifter. So actually, you know what? We're gonna look into. We're gonna look into another post because this is where the grifter thing comes from with them. And it's actually, once you realize things and frame things a certain way, it starts to become very clear that this is very malicious and very bad. So, Coralie puts this out. So this is supposedly a donation that came in. Supposedly. We'll never know if it's real or not.
When I read the article about Collective Shout copying all the abuse from gamers following your recent success, I had tears streaming down my face for you. I knew you guys copped it, but reading the article, I had to stop. I couldn't read to the end. But then it hit me. You guys don't get the option to switch this off. Thank you for standing in the firing line for all of us. Things are tight right now, but I dipped into my savings and just made a donation to Collective Shout. I know it's a puddle in the ocean, but I just wanted to equip you to keep doing the work and to look after yourselves and your team. From a mum of 2 daughters, thank you for all that you do, Bernadette of the Queensland.
Or, in this case, old Bernadette. Now, why is this tragic? Well, because this is supposedly a woman. This is supposedly a woman here who doesn't have much. She dipped into her savings account. Collective Shout is bragging about having a woman who is hyper frightened, possibly, if this is real. We're going to assume that this is real, right? So this is a woman who had to dip into her savings because she genuinely believes that these women need the money to protect themselves. That is disgusting, and they're boasting about it. This woman who probably needs money to support her family is dipping into her savings, so if her daughter gets hurt, she'll have less money to take care of her daughter. But she's giving it to Collective Shout because she genuinely believes that men are banging on their doors. Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking predators. You are fucking grifting, lying sacks of garbage filth to do this and then boast about it. I just did a goofy voice because at the end of the day, I have to laugh because otherwise I will be so angry over this kind of behavior. If this is real, I hope to God it's fake. I hope with every fiber in my being that they are lying, trying to drum up sympathy tips and donations. That is the best possible outcome because the worst case scenario is that this is actually a real donation. Bernadette, who is probably scorned by somebody and frightened her, God forbid if she did have a bad experience, she's doing this, she's having her compassion weaponized. It's disgusting. This is vile. This is literally, this is right up there with lying about having diseases. I hate these people. Truly hate them. This is gross. Absolutely gross and disgusting. Thank you so much, Wally, for the tippy. Keep up the fight. Thank you so much for defending everybody. I'm just spreading info. I'm doing what I can. That's my position. Gamer Forever, thank you so much for the tippy. Midgard's I'm sorry. Midgard, I'm sure it probably sounds really cool. We know Midgard. Midgard's blot. I'm still saying it wrong. Videos, and if this is a festival you and your husband might like, yes, we will definitely do the YouTubing of the videos, and I will be sharing it with him. Thank you so much, Frank, for being a bush giver and gifting 5 memberships. Enjoy, everybody. Enjoy the boosh. Enjoy the booshes. Abby, for those of us who abandoned Twitch and YouTube as of today, do you have any advice for us other than watching Kick? Twitter? Twitter's a great place to interact. Kick is great. I don't really have any real advice. Actual Nazis need to rise up and protest the cultural appropriation of their word. True. Abby spreads her knowledge like a disease. I spread knowledge in the hope that it's a cure to the disease of feminism. Rumble is an option. Rumble is also an option if you're looking to be a content creator somewhere. Rumble is indeed an option. However, Jeremy DJ Cobra has mentioned many times that it's a piece of shit platform that doesn't get their shit together, and the discoverability is 0 unless you have a special deal with Rumble. As if you need 5 subs before you can live stream. Ah, see? And then that could be good or bad. Umble Ray? Fuck Rumble and Kick? No, not fuck Kick. Kick's not bad. Kick's good. I like streaming on Kick. It's cute. It's cute. It's fine. Infect me. I will infect you with my cleansing holy water. But yes. So that is this absolutely awful, god-awful post. Obviously, I wrote about it, but you know, you can go read that. I basically just read that here. Let's see. What am I doing? What's this next one? Ah! We can talk about that. And okay, we have some goofball. Oh, I did have that post pulled up. Look at me. Coralie also attempted to make another post 21 hours ago where she talks about this goofball bullshit. So I moved into an all-girls school. I don't know if it's this guy quoting it or if it's like a girl story. I think he's just quoting it. There's no way. There's no way. But moving into an all-girls college is actually, I mean, you're going to have a different type of bullying there. But anyway, so it's that goofball who just makes a goofball post here. And then Coralie comes in with her fucking useless ass shit.
Such an awful environment for women and girls. Female teachers also leaving the profession because of behavior from boys. Collective Shout's sexual harassment of teachers report in collaboration with Maggie Dent echoes the sentiment expressed in the article. Blah, and then it's a load of fucking bullshit. Hang on. This guy replied, let's see here. Oh, God, here we go. Here, okay, so it's just, Yeah, he doesn't want to, oh, boy. All right, I didn't know this goof. When they engage with me, it gets very funny. Because I already know exactly how I'm gonna reply. What a dumb bitch. All right, well, I'll roast him later. But yeah, so he says, yes, sometimes school students are sexually abused by female teachers. And they're far more likely to be sexually abused by male teachers. When teachers sexually abuse students, perpetrators are 70 to 85% male. That's not what we were really talking about there, but that's fine. Oh, man. I've already... So stupid. What a dumb fucking bitch. Dumb fucking... Sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like this. I should remain professional. Let's see. Oh! I did bring up this one just to talk about it briefly, but, you know, I'm just beating a dead horse at this point. Basically, one of their supporters is selectively outraged, is a J.K. Rowling fan. J.K. Rowling wrote a story from the point of view of a male murderer, or at least part of the book, where she describes the dismemberment and the masturbating to the dismemberment, the dismembered breast. Technically, these people should hate J.K. Rowling, but they don't, naturally, because they don't actually read books. They don't read anything. They don't put any thought into anything. There's that bit, and then there's the Detroit Become Human proof again. But yeah, so anyway, and then Liesel did reply with this, and then it's just a piece of shit. And then replied again, it sounds like a complete and utter fucking nonsense. They all talk the same. Oh, nothing selective about it, dear. My yawn is about you and your bullying. I find all bullies dull and tedious, and you're right up there with the dullest and most tedious and wrong of them all. Wow! Fucking Kennedy, get off your fucking alt account, you fucking weirdo. They all type like this! They all type like they're fucking stunted! Bitch, I get off on this. Make my day and reply to me. It's true. It's actually true. I do. But then I get really bored really quickly because they're really stupid and easy to manipulate. Anyway, if you watched the live stream from yesterday with V, I am planning something and it'll be very funny. It'll be very funny.
Cat Vanillish, thank you for the tippy. Still gonna spread this. My theory is that the people for the COSA, Screen, and the like are on the Epstein list, and that's why they are trying to push for censorship, because it happened right after. Yeah, so they definitely expedited things based off of the Epstein list, but a lot more is actually happening. So right now, the media in totality is, and this isn't just mainstream media, I'm just talking about the media. So like everybody who writes about news, for instance, right? There's so much information coming out. The things that Vigilance Fox decides to talk about one day, in that same day will be completely different from what Data Republican talks about that day, right? And so there's so much happening at once that I agree the Epstein list is part of it, but it's not the only thing being talked about. And the stuff being declassified right now is a really big deal. And as it catches up to people, and as lawyers are able to go through those things and actually do stuff, it all makes sense. But at the same time, it's crazy that it's all happening now. And it's all because Trump wasn't supposed to be alive. He was supposed to be assassinated. And so that's like everything just had to get sped up because no company was ready. No legislation was ready. They're expediting all of this, right? Things are going to come out in the next year or two. This is not me hoping for things to get worse. I want to make that clear. This is just the reality of it. This today, right now, like as the days pass, today will be the most peaceful things will be for a while, right? Tomorrow will be the last time that things are as peaceful as they are. What's happening in the UK and Europe is terrifying, but it's just the beginning, and it's only going to get worse. Think about everything that's being censored. There's a lot of things that we're not hearing about. On top of that, if you think the UK is bad, Ireland is worse, and it almost never goes viral the way that it should be. There's stuff happening everywhere, and the people in power got way too big for the britches. Really did. World War III is technically going to be online. It's going to be all about data and cyber attacks. It's going to be, attacking grids, attacking power. There's a reason why, like Germany, for instance, neutered itself completely and getting rid of its facilities for energy production. There's a lot of really bad stuff that's going to happen. Probably in the coming year. And the fact that we are alive for it right now, conscious, this is the point that we all got to converge on, is pretty freaking crazy. Like, we think that we're tackling just a niche part of what's going on in the greater censorship battle. So, you have groups of people, and this is actually super important that we do it like this too. You have people trying to defend the concept of a free flow of information, of truth, from all sorts of different angles. And I liken this, what's happening now, it's exactly the same thing as the burning of the library of Alexandria, whatever it was. Like history has been burned. Ancient texts have been burned because they don't want people to know the truth. They don't want record of things, right? That's why adults are being monitored in the UK. It's never about kids. It's about the adults. Yeah. Zly, thank you for the tippy. If the UK stuff comes to the US, we need Luigi. No, I disagree with that. Unfortunately, we all have to operate within the confines of the terms of service. So you're clearly just talking about Mario and Luigi, and we're all going to play video games together and settle our debates by playing Mario Party 6. That's going to be the one that we all play. That's going to be the deciding factor. No, but I do, obviously, we all have to operate within the confines of social media and things like that. So I will only ever promote peaceful protests, peaceful options, things that are legally okay to do and stuff like that. People are going to act however the heck they're going to act. Just remember consequences, actions, those kinds of things. I do agree, though, that we do need to stop being so neutered as a species, because we used to dump tea in the harbor for less, and the bread and circus has been messed with more than enough. So, Mario Party 6 is goated. Yeah. History is recorded by the winners. Exactly. The defeated never have anything to say. Exactly. World War III, you're under arrest. Yeah, so it's a lot. There's a lot of things that are connected. Actually, like Epic and Roblox. Those are going to be big talking points over the next year or two. I promise you. Epic is going to get included in that once people realize that there's actually a lot of things connected there. So, yeah. That would be ideal, but if things come to... if things continue, Luigi may crash the party. We can't do that. Shush. 8-Bit Nick! Thank you so much for the subscribes. Oh my goodness. We got gifted subs over on Kick. Please enjoy the new sound effect for Kick subs. Balls of Steel. I thought that would be funny. Thomas the Cat, thank you so much for gifting the 1 sub to 8-Bit Dick. I love that. I love that. Epic Games, what did Epic do? Well, it's what happened to Epic. People don't realize the government involvement and why things shifted the way that they did and why they suddenly got politically active, if you will. Sly, thank you so much for the tippy. Peace only goes so far. I understand. Politicians must fear the people again, otherwise you get the UK. This is true. Politicians have been spoiled way too much. They get cushy days off. They get a spicy paycheck. They get so much power and things like that. They get to enjoy, all sorts of privilege. And that's not what that position is. It's meant to basically be slave labor to the people because you're passionate about helping people. But it stopped being that because obviously we can't have an idealistic world. Oh, man. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. And plus, you got to test out the Balls of Steel thing first. Incentivizing that Kick sub with its unique sound. But yes. So these are very goofy things. We've got Melinda open to go through that. Why did I open this? All right, this is the law. This is research. We'll talk into now some various gaming news, some funny things. This is literally why we have the 2A. Exactly. Hope you had a good birthday. My birthday was fantastic, and we are going to do a makeup stream for the games tomorrow. Even though the games didn't work out because of the crashing, we will play games. Games will be had tomorrow. My apologies, Savvy. I'll be good. Everybody is always good. It's fine. Bless you. Thank you so much for the late birthday wishes. So we're jumping into this news here. So somebody put this out last night, which is just absolutely goofy. The truth behind gamer steps from an anonymous source who has to talk about themselves and de-anonymous themselves because they have to virtue signal. Apparently, the original founder of GamerSup said a meanie word, and that means the entire company needs to suffer. Now, I called this bait because it's absolutely bait. This might have worked back in 2020, but it ain't working today. So if we come in here and we look at this and we say, we're going to read this. I'm a former GamerSup's employee, part of the LGBTQ plus community. So this right here has already identified this individual and narrowed it down if they were even part of that, right? However, the narcissistic language of this is hilarious because they don't just mention it once, they mention it multiple times. Now, this comes days after anal violence gets shit on and reminded to stop obsessing over. Kirsha loses his code because he tried to lie about himself and go apply for a code with waifu wares. Fuck him. But he was about a week ago commenting about how he thinks that GamerSups and Kirsha parted ways, which isn't true. Kirsha just removed the GamerSups affiliate @ thing in her bio to get people to stop harassing them. And now all of a sudden this pops up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Nobody buys this shit, especially with the link to the whole LGBTQ plus community. And what I'm about to share comes from first-hand experience and documented history. Provides zero documentation. Trans people are mentally ill, the former owner said. That's it. You'd think with all this buildup and all these words here that I don't feel like reading because TLDR, holy shit. You'd think that he was putting cockroaches in the drink mix. No. These were not slip-ups or bad jokes. This is who he is. Someone who openly and repeatedly expresses hate and bigotry. Look, man, I really hate drink mixes. But you're making me kind of want to use Kirsha's code. I'll never fucking touch this shit. I don't believe it's good for the body. I don't think you need it. But holy fuck, I'm about to buy from them. And look, someone who's openly, as someone who is in the LGBTQ plus community, See, you have to repeat it. Most normal people don't do that. If you have a normal functioning brain, you don't repeat this kind of narcissistic shit unless you're doing some sort of hilarious expose. Like my instance, right? I got called a man. So what do I keep doing? I keep hounding this all-woman group who labeled me a man and keep reminding me that I'm a woman. There's a reason for that. It's because it's fucking hilarious. Because they called me specifically a man. To vilify men. This didn't need to happen. You didn't have to say that you were part of the LGBTQ+. That's irrelevant. You just say, hey, I'm dropping some documents and proof that this person did some hateful shit. Because you don't want the company to know who the fuck you are. Especially when you say, I'm trying to remain anonymous. Well, congratulations. You just narrowed down who it could possibly be. And because you've done it this way and because of your writing style, because you couldn't keep things short, I guarantee they already have a really good idea, if this is real, who it is. I know I could tell. If I worked with somebody for even just a few weeks, I'd be able to tell based off of their writing style who the fuck they were. It's crazy. People are dumb, but I think the whole thing's fake. I don't think it's real. Surprised they didn't volunteer their pronouns. I know. I can't believe it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Discount Superhero, thank you so much for joining the membership crew. Enjoy the boosh. I can write like a woman. Yeah, see, so you'd think that this is woman writing. So I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say this actually isn't a woman. Usually, you would associate this kind of language with being a woman, but it's also highly associated with men who try to present themselves or the trans activist people. This is how they do it because everything's about them. They're incapable. They're incapable of making it about somebody else. So even if he's trying to defend, quote unquote, or expose something in the name of the LGBTQ community, that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to just do that. He had to make sure that he established himself as a victim. His victim language is used very much so and more commonly by the males. Shockingly. The females, they'd write a little bit different. There would be a perceived masculinity here, a caricature of masculinity if it was a woman pretending to be a man as part of the trans activist extremist shit, right? But I would put a generous amount of money down. Like if I am a betting woman. If the poly market existed for this, I would absolutely put a good chunk of money down that this is a man. So, yeah. That's basically what it is. And this was my opportunity to say, like, look, I have no stake in the game. I don't like these things. I don't like these products. Oh man, please bring back the mental asylums. The other bit of gaming related news. Firebreak is something we've talked about briefly, but we might as well come back and revisit it. So Firebreak is absolutely going down the shitter. So back in June, I wrote up this little thing here about their investment pitch and the way that things were going, and then brought up the fact that they basically lie about the way that they're calculating players. They came out and tried to claim that 1 million players had played their game, right? And that can't be the case because there is a glitch, a day one glitch that actually prevents you from getting into the game. So I asserted that these were attempted boot ups. Well, naturally, the virtue signaling crowd came out and they attempted to defend the game and call me all sorts of names for making such an assertion. And then the following day, in sweet karma-driven vindication, the very people who were defending this blindly, the two of them who played the game out of all of them, they could no longer access the game because of the glitch that I brought up. Fascinating. It was honestly beautiful. I saw no reason to screen cap it. I just let them stew in their own bullshit because they knew at the end of the day. They knew. Anyway, so the game was literally unplayable, rehashed assets, and this is what they got. So they got 9 people in the game. This was supposed to be their big money maker. So they basically say here that their expected sales, right? With self-publishing, 100% return on invest level is realistic to reach. This is their investor pitch. I talked about this. I watched this whole thing, right? So for price point for a mid-price range and for AAA game, this is what they expect. So with Firebreak, They expected 3 million copies in the lifetime for sale, right? Well, we go read some of this. Release of Remedy's first self-published game, Firebreak. Remedy's first multiplayer game, Firebreak, launched on the 17th of June. The launch succeeded technically, reaching over 1 million players in its first 10 days. This is what I challenged in the way that they calculated it. It didn't reach 1 million players because most of the players couldn't play the fucking game. Majority of the players were Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 on Steam, which was planned as the primary consumer sales channel on PC. The launch underperformed. The game's initial onboarding experience and mission structure resulted in high early player drop-offs and an influx of negative reviews. As players spent more time in the game and were releasing updates to improve the game, the sentiments, blah, blah, blah. If we come over here to Remedy Entertainment's filing here, April to June 2025, results from business operation. In April to June, Remedy's revenue increased by 63% in relation to comparison period, amounting to 10.3 million or 16.9 euros. Development fees were euro 7.4, and game sales together with royalties from publishing partners were 9.5 million. The main source of revenue were from Firebreak-related subscription service agreements. This means that this is from the payment from Microsoft to get it on to Game Pass, including an initial accrual and game sales as well as development fees from Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake. Additionally, Alan Wake 2 accrued royalties and Remedy received Control 2 related development fees. So they attribute no financial gain to Firebreak outside of the initial money funded from investors and the agreement to get on Game Pass. Why am I hounding on that? Because their lead fucking community manager, who took a vacation during launch, who has been quiet about the game, who doesn't want Borders for America, which is a country she's never been to, is retweeting on Blue Sky about boycotts. How to boycott the very service that they fucking needed to have money. She wants to boycott Game Pass. Boycott all Microsoft gaming products. It's their partner. She is actively hurting their company's bottom line by doing this. What is wrong with you? You're crazy. Crazy. Anyway, they only had 9 players last night. That's the big money maker. If I was an investor, I'd pull out. I'd pull the fuck out and blacklist them. Crazy. It's very funny. And because literally nobody has heard of this, nobody cares. It's from the same studio, I guess. Yeah, it's from the same studio, so they still get some money and royalties and shit with it. I don't fucking know. Logic doesn't apply to these people, Savvy. I know. No, it's very, very tiring. Okay. Shoo! I never pull out. Neither do investors.
Oh, God, it's so funny. It's funny.
But yeah, that's all that news. I had something else in my brain that I was supposed to bring up, but now I've forgotten it because I started talking about that. Savvy, too many game developers support the Kim Jong-il model of filmmaking except for gaming. Are you familiar with this? I probably know it when I see it, but no, I have no idea. Unless this is just a joke. Who knows? I'm surprised Collective Butts didn't call out Roblox CEO for protecting real predators. Oh, they're not. Probably, they'll probably do it eventually. Oh! I wanted to. So now, bring it back to Collective Shout. Thank you for that. We're gonna go to Australia charity government government's collective shout. To bring up multiple things. So we have this to look at. This will be kind of what I leave you guys with. This is what I meant when the math isn't mathin'. And then I need to bring up a Gyazo thing. This is what I wanted. Copy the image address. I want to find it back on here though. I forgot how I got to this part of information, but it's documents. Where did I find it? Well, I'll have to go back to it. Unless it got removed. In which case, that's weird. I don't think it did. Anyway, so the math is not mathing for collective shout. So this is the Australian, and I know I got to adjust things. This is the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profits Commission. This is what they're required to register with and report to. This updates regularly. Hang on. And they are indeed up to date with it, right? So there's unfortunately information here that's all public. Nobody gives a shit about it. And if you look at these charts over here, we have the financial overview, financial information from the latest ISW, total revenue, $500,000. And let's see here. So this is revenue from donations and bequests. But the green here is revenue from goods or services. And the blue, revenue from investments, which is interesting. And then I don't believe, no, they have no government investments, supposedly. That's where the book sales come. Anyway, I didn't say that out loud. I would never. Expenses, these are their expensive, all other expenses, so we don't know what those are. And then we have in the blue area, employee expenses. Well, it's interesting that they label employee because I found this image. If it would fucking load. There we go. Fuck. I think it's this button. No. Shit. There we go. I found this. Full-time employees is 0, part-time employees is 1, and casual employees is 4, and volunteers is 15. So if we come back and we look at this value, $107,000 for employee expenses, that doesn't necessarily mean people were paid, right? But it could mean that this was their travel. So I went and kind of had a little look on how much travel they do, and it's not enough to collectively equal this much in a year. Now I'm trying to figure out, of course, financial overview. Financial information is from the latest annual information statement. So given that it says annual, they're claiming that somehow they made $500,000 annually. The math isn't mathing. I'm sorry. I don't understand. And I personally think that this needs to be investigated by individuals who know far more about this. How do you have an organization that nobody interacts with online, that nobody's fucking heard of, that only has 5 employees and 15 volunteers apparently, has an entire board, supposedly, I don't know how hands-on they are. How do you end up with these things and still demand more money? Why does Bernadette need to dip into her savings for these people? If I had $500,000 fucking dollars from an annual fucking in 1 year, I would not be asking for anything. I wouldn't be asking for shit. It's so weird. The watchers sometimes get tired. Thank you for that. Oh, what? I woke you up. That's all I'll say. U.S. aid may be gone, but that doesn't mean other countries don't have similar government funds like U.S. aid. Exactly. And I have been trying to understand how Australia functions. One of the reasons why I'm so slow right now on delivering any new information is because I am trying desperately to understand the Australian government. I'm studying a whole new government. It's not interesting. It's actually very messy and annoying. Sharp, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. You bush giver, you're crazy. Everybody say thank you and enjoy the bush. Enjoy the bush. Hello, Rudy. Oh. Welcome in. Kabush! Aren't they in bed with the UK government? The organization that everyone keeps saying the US needs to leave, the EU. They have been acknowledged by the UN. They have been acknowledged, or a UN individual. They have unfortunately been acknowledged by a British MP, but they are not legally registered with any nation outside of Australia. Actually, there's a way to see that too.
I've got balls of steel.
There's a way to see it all. I don't know. But here's all of their reports, and you can go poking around those. Thank you so much, Sharp, for also gifting. Please, please enjoy the balls of steel spam. Thank you so much for the kick gifts as well, Regina Sharp, you fucking legendary bush giver. Always spreading the bush. Madam Savvy needs to contact the 2 people that I've put forth to you that are Australian. Yes, I need to do a lot of things. I am one person. Either way, I still prefer to go into something knowing information than relying on somebody else to waste time divulging information. This information is readily available. I don't want to waste anybody else's time. I'd rather waste my own time just learning about it so that way I can just ask direct questions.
Balls of steel.
Should I make a kick count? If you want. If you want. Sorry I was late. No, you never have to apologize for that.
Balls of steel.
But yeah. So I think it's all fascinating and it's all strange and it's all weird. Finances are not my strong suit, but even I find it kind of suspicious. Yes, the math does not math in my eyes. If you are reporting yourself with this information and you are begging for money while having this much money, while knowingly not spending, like, I don't know what the fuck they're spending it on. Like, you get paid by a school to come talk. You don't have to pay the school to go talk at it, right? So, hair doesn't grow on balls of steel. Very true. Very, very true. Oh, man. I don't know why, but he's the only Aussie I know of. I know a few Australians, too. Spending on makeup and food delivery? Probably wine. If we're being completely honest, it's wine. But I have gone through a chunk of these. They don't really divulge much. I'm looking for deviations. I'm looking for strange amounts. I'm looking for anything odd. But I'm not a financial analyst. Grok is only so useful. I don't trust Grok in terms of generating information for me. I'll ask it maybe to expound or find me something to start with, but I won't. I don't rely on it for understanding. I go and I look things up. If there's a legal term I don't understand, I might ask Grok, and then I might go actually look it up. But at the end of the day, I still need to be able to verify everything 100% myself. Wine and cats, those poor cats. Interestingly enough, so I tried to look through Melinda's personal life. I think I said this before. She does have a cat, or at least did have a cat. Definitely a cat lady. Unsure on the status of how many cats each one has now, but I could try to find that information. But it has to be public information. I'm not 12-year-old me trying to hack into the Gaia online mainframe anymore to get back items that were wrongfully stolen from me. Stolen in a funny trade. If anyone remembers Gaia Online. A real one. Oh, man. Maybe you could reach out to some Aussie creators and see if they could help with info gathering or understanding. It's so hard for me to ask for help when it comes to information gathering. Again, I still have to do everything myself. I have to go see it myself. I have to verify it myself. So I still end up reading it and double checking things. It's not that I think people are incompetent. It's just how I personally operate, you know? It's sometimes very difficult for me to reach out for help because of that mentality. But that is it. And I think that's kind of really all I had today. I'll be doing a follow-up video on this. I really should make it before I do anything else, but Lord knows I'm about to go play some Room Raw a little bit because I need to relax. The past 2 days, I'll be honest, I didn't do anything nearly as much as what I wanted to, but I treated it like a real weekend. Like, this is the first time that I've had a real weekend in a long time where I just turned everything off and like just played RimWorld. Holy fuck, I needed that so bad. Oh my god, I'm so excited for tomorrow. I swear to god, if RimWorld doesn't work tomorrow, I'll lose my shit. But, yeah. Good night, Savvy in chat. Good night. Thank you so much for being here. This is the wind down, the 5 minutes where I ramble and act like an idiot. But yeah. Why am I ignoring the TNME question? I'm not ignoring it. I can't read everybody all the time and still respond. I don't believe I'll be going on tonight. I'm honestly hot, sweaty, stinky. I'm very tired. I'm also very hungry. And I didn't respond to the group chat, which I probably should. But yeah, I just have too much to do. And I keep saying I'm gonna do it. But we all know I'm gonna go play RimWorld. RimWorld and draw when I should be making the video. I wonder if I could somehow do both. I could sit there and ramble to myself and then just turn off the audio capture. Find out. Wait! Oh no, good. It did play the Balls of Steel. I thought that I still had that muted. Is it your birthday today? Happy birthday. It was my birthday on the 8th. But the games that I wanted to play didn't work out, so we have to do a makeup game stream. I didn't stream for very long on my birthday because of it. So we're making that up tomorrow. So tomorrow is my birthday party, basically. In the last stream, I wanted to find an alternative to RimWorld, but I don't know if you were able to read the message. Were you able to read the message? I don't know. An alternative to RimWorld would be Dwarf Fortress or any other like prison simulator. I don't think that there's really an alternative to RimWorld. There's no game that's truly like RimWorld that exists other than Dwarf Fortress. But even then, it's so completely different now thanks to all the DLC and everything. So, yeah. Thank you. I'm off to sleep. I'm off sleep time. Good night. Good night. Yeah. In terms of more information that I'm working on, you said that last time and you saw it. You're welcome. Ah, excellent. Thank you. I'm assuming that that's all part of the same thing. In terms of information that I'm working on to get out, the executive order before we leave. Obviously, some people have tried to frame it as a win or like we won. I disagree with that framing. It's merely a motivator to keep going. The next 180 days is actually like triple the amount of importance to keep the pressure on Visa and MasterCard. So continue to call, continue to file ethics complaints, keep talking about it, keep tagging them, keep making all of the staff radioactive on social media, go to LinkedIn, keep asking them why they're censoring things and defying now an executive order and legal banking requirements. The executive order absolutely applies to payment processors. They are a financial institution. They are labeled as a financial institution. Anybody saying that they are not a financial institution is straight up wrong because of the way that they are classified, because under financial institutions, you have to have an ethics complaint department, and they have that, right? They are indeed a payment processor. They're a payment institution, financial institution of that regard. Yes. They blocked me from calling them. What? No, they didn't. There's no way. Is there a way that you can prove that? If you can record your phone, record a video, show just the phone, put it on speakerphone, and then record that, right? Record that, and then when you get blocked from being able to call, I think it tells you that the number is unavailable. So we would be able to see that you're inputting the right number, and then we would see that message come up. And if they're blocking you, you understand, like, you will light a brand new fire if that's true. You will literally ignite the spark that we need to keep this going, because people get fatigued real quick, right? Even with 4chan, they're gonna get fatigued. They're not gonna talk about it a month from now, right? We need that. Either that or the number is busy. No, so the number wouldn't be busy because they're designed to put you in a queue, basically. So even if you're getting a higher than normal call volume, they have an automated system that flips over to that and tells you that they're getting a higher than normal call volume. That's also like required now these days, I think it is. If you're a big enough thing. And so please record it. Please do. Please do. If you don't have access to another device that can record so that way you can get that footage, there are screen recorders that will record sound as well. But please show, you have to prove it. We can't just make this kind of a claim. It needs to be provable, right? But that would literally be incredible. Yes, that's the name of the game. I've only seen it on Steam and I've only played it as I haven't played RimWorld in ages, but what I saw looked very much like RimWorld style. Maybe a little bit different. Oh, maybe a different game that just looks similar. Like the prison sim games look very similar. There's a lot of games that hold a similar aesthetic of like the pawns. Yeah. Yeah, do whatever you can to record it. Yes, please do. Or ask somebody to be there, call a friend over. I could drive around all 600 square miles of the city and never see a payphone. So that's not really a practical option. That's true. Payphones are a relic of the past, isn't that crazy? Don't fake it for the sake of argument. Just heads up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There'll be ways to verify. I'm assuming. I've worked in call centers, and it's entirely possible for them to do that. What, to block a number? I don't like the Blue Archive story. I think the creators don't want to advance the story. It's weird. I think they're just watching what happens. Wait, what? Blue Archive does pretty furniture. That's all I know. But yeah. Anyway, so keep up the good fight. Keep fighting. Keep calling. Keep talking. Keep spreading information. In terms of what I'm putting out soon, I am working on. I put out all those laws, or not the laws. I'm so sorry. The court cases. To also help facilitate conversation around free speech and things like that. And even then, like, there's so much around that and so much to talk about that what I put out was barely anything. Get that tweet. Did I ever highlight it? No, I didn't. What fucking language did I use in that tweet? Eggs. Did I call it an EO? I know it's called fair banking. I know I used those. Copy paste title. Yep, there we go. Add it to my pin. Add remove highlights. Be right here. So the reason why I did this tweet is because this is to help facilitate conversation, to be able to just have more info when talking about these things, because more info is a good thing. So these established the obscenity laws. These established how to gauge obscenity, and the fact that, you know, barely anything gets blocked for being obscene. You just can't describe whether or not something has artistic value or not. So this thread is very important for information. But again, this is just a rally cry. It's up to us to keep the pressure on Visa and MasterCard, so that way they're forced to change their vague laws. Vague laws should go. You should not be allowed to do these brand risk assessment bullshits without outlining things 100,000 million% with zero gray area, which is what they do. But yeah, so there's a lot to read here. And then I also link every single case that they came from. This isn't even all of them. I deleted a lot of stuff because it's like the people are just going to get overwhelmed with this. I went into crazy fucking detail, but I tried to write blurbs on what each one means. Some of the formatting got fucked up because the tweet got fucked up. Twitter fucks up for me sometimes. But yeah, so there's a lot of just free speech things where games are even specifically brought up in some of them. I even talked about the one case that was that actually got revisited under the Protect Act, because I don't think the Protect Act is even still around anymore because it was too vaguely worded. The problem is in Germany. Exists no alternative Visa and MasterCard, and I hate that. Yep, they have a duopoly, and it's up to every nation to basically sue them for that. So either they rebrand as a utility, or they just shut the fuck up and stop being what they're being. If I may say so, I saw on another YouTube channel that Visa MasterCard apparently conceals criticism from gamers. So we're not 100% certain on that, but it looks that way. I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't personally go looking into that. Just remember, keep records of everything. Go back and look to see if things get put into hidden comments, or see if people get deleted by author or whatever, by OP, things like that. Always go back and look. That's how I keep finding out very quickly whether or not I get blocked or hidden in the replies, because I'm always keeping tabs on it. It's a lot of brain power with how spread out I am, but it's important at the end of the day. It really is. The removal of mouthwashing was a marketing tactic from the dev to get into the limelight. Yeah, that was scummy. At best, it was a mistake, and at worst, it was an intentional piece of bullshit. So some people just suck. Some people just really suck. But yeah, keep on keeping with these ethics complaints, though. Very important that we keep doing this and use all of the tools available.
All the tools.
But that is it for me today. Yeah. I'm very hungry now. My audio's cutting? Is it really? That's so annoying. I need to figure out why it's now cutting. The mic's been in front of my mouth this whole time. We shouldn't be hampered by some third world country. I agree. Where do I stream on YouTube anymore? Oh yeah, and then we have the whole age verification thing with YouTube coming. If it prompts you to do age verification, do your best to hold out. Don't do it. I don't know what this is gonna do, but I'm not looking forward to it, and it's gonna be interesting to see how this affects bots and bot views. I don't mean like purchased, I mean like BOTS. Because a lot of viewership is fake on YouTube. A lot of it gets inflated by bots. Presume that YouTube will conveniently decide I'm under 18 tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. I would assume that because I'm like completely ID verified and like they have my tax info because I get paid by them, that I'll be fine. But I don't recommend doing this age, and I don't even know if it's their own system or if they worked with a third party, like the way Spotify worked with Yoti. So I'll have to dig into that too. I just haven't had time. I'm letting, obviously, like there's no reason for me to research every little thing always. There's a million and one great and wonderful people out there who dig into things too. So I didn't go digging into any of this. I don't know. I don't know if they partnered with anyone or not. Honestly, I'd rather quit the internet before providing my real ID to some third party, not even a game company itself. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people feel that way. Like I don't need the internet to be happy technically. Like I can just go back to drawing. I don't need a computer. I just draw on a rock if I have to. I don't give a shit. But it's better to fight these things. Or a new service just comes and takes its place. It is what it is. My account is 14 years old. It's almost an adult of itself. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's a really good point. I think this account might actually, let me see here if I go to my, we'll end off on this. How old is this account? Because this was a dead account that I've somehow revitalized, which is like unheard of. Completely unheard of. View your channel. It tells you, doesn't it? If you click on more, joined. November 4th, 2014. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe this account was on its way to being an adult, but it's not quite there. Oh, I see my website finally died. Thank God. All right, I finally stopped. I stopped paying for my websites. Need to remove that. That now. There. I don't know how to edit it. Anyway. Savvy's only 11. Your Steam account turned 21. Ooh, that would be a good, cool one to look up. I don't know how old my Steam account is. No right now for Savvy, that would be bad. Your tweets are amazing. Your research is, your research is so amazing. And the times you lay the smack down on them is a very good laugh. Bless you. Yes, it's very fun. Very fun to do those things. Okay, you can get American Express in Germany. Good to know. A YouTube AI flagged a channel with monetization to be unverified. Oh boy. Well, I don't know. Can you open up a class action lawsuit? Can I sue? How fast will YouTube change their tune when millions in revenue suddenly dry up? It'll be very quick. It'll be like a 24-hour turnover. It'll be interesting. Your Steam account is 18 now, 19 in a few days. Happy birthday, Steam account. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your generosity and your love and your time, most importantly today. Thank you to everybody who was a bush giver and who is enjoying their bushes. Please enjoy bush emote. I will hopefully put out a video either today or tomorrow. And we'll do our game stream tomorrow. No PNG tuber, don't worry. I'll suffer through the heat. And I'll show you guys all the fun little things that have come in as well. I'm trying to think. That's it. I think I've said everything I want to say. The only reason why I'm still here is because I keep thinking that I forgot. Oh well. Anyway, I love you all very much. Please have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. A good day, my dear sweet. Can you say a motivational speech to give us hope to continue fighting? You've got balls of steel, motherfucker. Get out there and curb stomp bitches with the truth. No one should tell you what you can or can't fap to. If you want to go on a fictional bender, snorting coke off of a woman's tits while she dances to fine Mexican music, that's your goddamn First Amendment prerogative to do so because you're a fucking American. And if you're not an American, you want to be because you know that this is the best country in the motherfucking world. Now get out there and give them the old 1-2 with your words. Thank you very much.